Alrighty, let's get started. Can everyone see the lovely picture with the dog and cat on? Okay, perfect. Just making sure that I tested it earlier, making sure that it all works. Well, welcome to the Pets and Essential Oils class. I really want to thank you all for coming. And first off, let's start off. My name is Kelsey Brown. I am a big animal lover. I am an ex-dog groomer. My sister was like, "It sounds like you got fired," but I quit when I was taking my 8 weeks off for pregnancy. My daughter was born in 2011, so that's when I quit using grooming. But come to find out, that's also when I started using essential oils, is when my daughter was born. So I have loved using essential oils on my animals in order to keep them healthy and happy. So today we're really going to dive into the world of essential oils, and I want to share some of my tips and tricks with you, recipes, so that way we can use these amazing gifts of the earth to support our pets' well-being. My intention for this class really is for you to walk away feeling comfortable and confident using oils with our pets, because our pets are a large part of our life, and so we want to have their wellness in mind as well. But I do need to have this disclaimer of that you should always consult with your veterinarian and only use pure unadulterated essential oils. And so I'm only going to be talking about doTERRA's oils because of their purity. All right, so let's start with my experience here. So you get to see my little pup Rocket. He is our mini Aussie Doodle, and he has the most hilarious old man personality. We have used essential oils with him since he was a puppy, helping him sleep. Calmer was one of the ones that we would use on him, and he would jump up on the bed and roll on his back, waiting for his oils because he knew that he felt better. But we have a little bit of a different experience in this picture that's here. This was a day in July, and him and our golden doodle Loki both got bit by a rattlesnake. And we ended up rushing them to the vet. They were administered an anti-venom and stayed overnight. However, Rocket had necrosis of the skin, and they were worried that he would lose his foot. So I'm going to show you that image on this next slide here. So we can see his poor little paw is black there, that necrosis of the skin. They were suggesting amputating, and I was not happy with that idea. And so they used some red light therapy, and they were discussing some other things. And I said, please let him come home with me so I can apply my essential oils. So what I did is I chose cypress essential oil, put that on his paw, and you can see in the next image, 24 hours later, it's starting to pink up and looking so much better. And then on the next image, you see Loki and Rocket there. They're relaxing by the diffuser with Deep Blue and Copaiba that's diffusing there. So what I did here is I used an iTovi. It's a device that scans your body for what you need, and it actually scanned that they needed some things for structural pain. And so this was a scan for Deep Blue, but Deep Blue is okay to use diffusing with pets, but not to apply topically. So I put it in the diffuser to help them with their pain. So that's a little bit of how I've begun to use essential oils. So let's get started on how we can use essential oils in your house. Before we dive in, we have a lot of toxins that are lurking in our home, and let me see. So we have a lot of toxins that are lurking in our home that could impact our pets and ourselves. So we have cleaning supplies, air fresheners. It's really important to do a household detox and check the ingredients of the supplies, the things that we have in our house, because there could be a lot of toxins in our home. So if we remove these harmful substances, we're going to create a healthier environment for both our pets and ourselves. But don't be scared. I'm not going to just tell you all this and leave you stranded. There will be some different ways that we can simplify and reduce toxic clutter in our home. And just remember, it's better for our pets to walk on floors cleaned with natural products than instead of using Lysol or bleach. So who should you believe? There's a lot of things that we can hear, misconceptions that are floating around the internet, a lot of myths, misconceptions. So it's really important to approach this topic with common sense and trust your own instincts rather than just blindly believing some blog or something that you read online. Since there's that fear mongering and misinformation out there, it's important to educate yourself and make informed decisions. And since you're here, I know that you're ready to bust these myths and dive deeper. All right, so first let's look at the facts. There's some pretty simple facts. It doesn't get more simple than this. Side effects are rare when you use them properly, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And newsflash, they're probably in a lot of the products that you're already using at home. So some of the shampoos and conditioners that we might use on our pets, they probably already have some essential oils in them. And so think about that some of the products that you have, you might find some of them at home. Purity matters. So that's number 3. Purity definitely matters. So when we look at doTERRA, they have a standard of certified pure and tested grade essential oils. And that's something that no other company does. So we run them through GCMS reports, but we run them for longer than many other companies do. And so let me show you, this one shows up a little bit better. On the bottom you'll see a code right there. That is a source, that's a batch code that you can enter into www.sourcetoyou.com, and that you're able to look up all of the reports and see how great it is. So we have all of these reports that's given to us here, but a lot of the other products that we might buy from the grocery store, we aren't given those. And so we can't necessarily trust the purity of those oils in standard pet products. And then last but not least, less is more. Use our common sense. Our pets are our babies. So we want to dilute, just like we would with our precious human baby. This one was blew me away when I saw these statistics here. So we all know that our pets can smell really well, but we don't realize how much better they can smell than this. So dogs and cats have 200 to 300 million olfactory receptors, whereas us as humans have 5 to 6 million. And so that's why they are way more sensitive to smells than we are. So keep in mind that when we are using our oils around them. So sometimes I won't even open the bottle. I will let them just smell it directly from the bottle because they can smell through there. So I do that a lot with Rocket. He's my more sensitive one that he will let me know if he likes it or not. So I just let him smell it, and then he will give me the okay of whether or not we can use it with him. So when we're diffusing, the best way to diffuse is using a water-based diffuser in a secure location. So we want to make sure that we're not locking them in a room, or that we're not having it in an area where they can knock it off and create chaos. A well-ventilated room. So again, don't lock them in a cage with the diffuser that's there. They can leave if they want to. Pets are smart. And so you saw in that one of those first images that I had, the big diffuser, that's the Dawn humidifier diffuser. So if my dogs wanted to leave, they could have, because they were in the living room, but they chose to stay there on their bed right there by the diffuser. So they knew that it was all right for them. So one thing that we can do for pets when they have anxiety, we had oftentimes like fireworks or loud noises will give dogs anxiety. Rocket has social anxiety. Like I said, he's my little weirdo. But we will use in the bedroom, sometimes we'll diffuse lavender and copaiba for him, and then it'll stop his trembling, and then he can come out and begin to socialize with and look way less stressed and anxious. So it's super simple to be able to do of 2 drops lavender, 2 drops copaiba, give it about 15 minutes, and he's all better. All right, let's talk about applying topically. So we want to remember that we always want to dilute again and apply to a small area, unless you know the exact spot that needs it. So like Rocket on his paw, that is where I put it. But in general, we do what's called the petting method. So we'll put the oil in our hand, rub it together, start at the top of their head, and then go down their spine and pet them. And so what's really cool about that is dogs and cats are self-groomers. And so they tend to lick themselves, and so they will be getting some of it internally as well, but it gets into their nervous system the fastest way for them there. This next image is something that you might want to take a screenshot of because it gives you dilution rates for our pets. So we have animals of all different sizes, and so this is for our dogs, of being able to know the dilution chart that's here. So I'll give you guys a couple minutes to, not a couple minutes, a little bit of time to take a screenshot of this if you would like. But it does definitely come in handy of knowing where we can apply it on them and how much to use for them. When we talk about where to apply it with them, again, using that petting method that's there, you can introduce it to them, let them smell it as well. But always use caution. Areas that we don't want the oils, we don't want them in our eyes, our nose, our ears, or like our private areas. Our pets will not appreciate that as well. So don't put them there. And just introduce it to them very slowly. They will let you know how they feel about it. Rocket is one that he will come and cuddle with you in the morning if you have frankincense on your face. Sometimes he likes it, sometimes he doesn't. But one kind of funny story is recently he scanned for cystis. So I used the Itovia again, and he scanned for cystis, and I was like, what's that one for? It's an emotional oil for needing more love. So I applied that on him, and then it was so funny how as soon as I did that, like his whole demeanor changed. He became a much happier pup afterwards. So I liked using that one on him. All right, internal use. So I love this picture of a horse because they're so like expressive with what they like and what they don't. And so a lot of people, we're going to talk about with dogs and cats, but we can also use this for horses as well. A lot of people try to avoid using it internally because most of the time animals are really picky about what we put in their food. But with older pets that have arthritis, I will use like copaiba and frankincense internally for them to help them with their aches and pains. Or if maybe they got bit by a tick, then I'll use like an immune boosting blend. So my mother-in-law has 2 horses. We live on 100 acres here, and so we see the horses all the time. Harley is one that loves peppermint. So if you have peppermint on you, she will lick you. She goes crazy for peppermint. But we have used digestin before with horses. I just got a text message from a friend with her dog that had pancreatitis, and using digestin on them, rubbing it on their stomach area really has helped them a lot. So it is a great oil to use. On that note with horses is I also have a friend here in town that has been doing some body work with horses. She works on like kind of chiropractic care. And so she said that she has been offering a variety of the oils to the horses to sample. And then she gauges their interest as to what they find most desirable. And then they'll lick the back of her hands, or they'll do different things. Well, last night the horse chose Align over Balance and Anchor. And so it's pretty cool to see, like, they'll know exactly what it is like that they're wanting, and they will show way more interest to it. This happens even with our larger animals as horses. So, essential oils and cats. So this is another one that's really good to take a screenshot of because there's so much controversy about using oils with cats. And I always like to weigh my options here. Our pets are exposed to toxins in the house if we're not using clean cleaners. So I would rather, again, have them walk on floors cleaned with On Guard than with Clorox. Then I also ask myself, would essential oils actually be safer? Always read the ingredients and check for what side effects another option may pose. And so with our cats here, they metabolize things a little bit differently. They don't have the same liver enzymes that'll allow them to break it up. So especially with cats, make sure that you're diluting with things. Be more cautious that's there. But you will find a cat that rubs up to a diffuser. Like they do like it. So don't just ex-nay the essential oils with pets and with cats. So essential oils in cats, again, we only use certified pure tested grade essential oils like doTERRA, and when in doubt, use frankincense. But here are some of the essential oils that are very safe to use with our cats of frankincense, lavender, copaiba geranium, rosemary, clary sage, Roman chamomile, helichrysum, rose, and jasmine. So our kitties get to use some of these beautiful oils as well. All right, so we may be thinking, well, I know that tea tree is really good for all things viral. I don't know what else I'm supposed to use because I know my animal is dealing with something in a virus. So here's when we look for substitutions. So if we're going to reach for tea tree, we would then reach for geranium, arborvitae, myrrh, or cedarwood to help with the all things that tea tree helps with. Same with cassia. Cassia is really great for the immune system. So instead of cassia, we would use On Guard or oregano or thyme to really help boost their immune system. Next is copaiba, frankincense and Aromatouch instead of wintergreen. And so we always have options that we can look for. And I didn't have a slide for this, but one thing that I've been being asked a lot is what about supplementation for our pets? And so we were talking to the vets and doing some different research that's there. And so our new products that we just got, the omegas, are great to use for our pets. But the VMG Plus, we're going to hold off on being able to use that one. They're going to double check a few different ingredients. But that being said, we can use our Lifelong Vitality pack. So I just happen to have this one in my office. I don't have the bottles right by me. But here's the breakdown for what we can do. So for our VMZs, if our pet is under 50 pounds, we can give them 1 a day. If they're over, we'll give them 2 a day. The omegas, they're under 25 pounds. And so this is the omegas that's in here. I don't have the dosing for the new ones. If it's under 25 pounds, they'll do 1 a day. If it's 25 to 75 pounds, they'll do 2 a day. And if it's 75 and over, they'll do 3 to 4 a day of the omegas. So omegas are super great for our pets. I know I always look for foods that have higher fat content for their skin, for their joints. It's things that they need. And so having a good fish oil is great for our pets. And then the CRS, the cellular renewal, if they're under 50 pounds, they take 1. And if they're over 50, they will take 2. And so we can have some smart supplementation with our pets using doTERRA's products as well. And knowing that they're safe, vitamins and minerals is wonderful for our animals. As far as our body systems overview, so you can go ahead and screenshot this if you would like. But here is some different blends, but just let you know, this will also be in an ebook that's at the end of it as well. But some different blends that we can use to help them out to support some different issues that they have. Here is some recipes for dogs. I've used the outdoor pest collar. Like I said, that we live on 100 acres. They love to find rabbit holes. And you can imagine what kind of little bugs and pests that they decide to come up with after they find these rabbit holes. So we use the outdoor pest collar, or I will honestly sometimes just grab TerraShield and spray it on them because I don't want those bugs at all because they're gross. And then for cats. So I don't have cats in my home. My mother-in-law does. And so this might be something that I start playing with this winter when we take care of her cats when she's in Mexico. But we do have, again, the outdoor pest collar that's there, a skin salve, calming spray, the litter box refresh. That one is probably very needed. And so these are some great recipes that we have, and then also for horses. So again, we can use our oils for horses. So TerraShield is great for fly repellent. There's that digestin. I did use it for one of my mother-in-law's horses that was getting colic when she was in Mexico. So we were watching her horse, and here's this horse that's getting colic, and I'm panicking. So I grabbed the digestin, applied it to her belly, and then like dropped 3 or 4 drops in her mouth and made her walk, and she made it through with no severe vet bills. So I was super happy for that. All right, for resources. So if you want more information, here are some different resources. I do have the Animal Desk Reference book right here. So if you need any like things as far as, I mean, it's got stuff in here for your lizards, your birds, all different things. So if you got any questions, we have a lot of information here. Also, there's a Facebook group with Dr. Ruark. She is a member of the doTERRA's veterinary panel, so we get a lot of information from the veterinary panel that's there. And all right, let's talk a little bit about how we get started with essential oils. Some of you may already have an account, and that's awesome. If you don't, then this is your time to be able to get essential oils, pure essential oils for your house, for your health and for your pet's health. And so we can do a pre-made starter kit, or we can create one that's suited to your guys' needs. And we can assess this afterwards as well. And many of us are participating in Diamond Club, a contest from doTERRA. So if you've been invited by someone, reach out to them to make sure that you can get that Diamond Club code for extra freebies, because we want to make sure that we get those passed on to you as well. So the perks of having a wholesale account with doTERRA. You may be going, why do I need another account? I don't need another thing. 25% off all retail prices for 1 year. This is like your Sam's Club membership, your Costco membership. All of us have a VIP group. We have support and education. We have the option to receive 10 to 30% off in 10 to 30% off orders back in points, options to get free product, so many great things. And so when I wanted to look at this and it's like, how can I explain this as far as for pets? I order all of my dog food from Chewy. That's where I get my dog food. So we do get free shipping with Chewy. I don't really get any free products. They don't really give me any points that's there, but I do get free shipping that's there. And I have never ordered a single thing from Chewy that benefits myself. So if you're already doing this, this is a great way to be able to get the free shipping that's there, be able to support your health and your pet's health with having a wholesale account. And here is some ebooks. So you can go ahead and scan these QR codes for the recipes that we have the most requested recipes. If you don't get them, feel free to reach out to whoever invited you and we will get them to you as well. And last but not least, you get 2 ebooks. So like I said, we have the veterinary panel with doTERRA. They just created this other beautiful ebook that's here to have a ton of helpful information. So that way you can feel confident in using these oils to support your pet's well-being. And remember, as with anything, please use common sense. Do your research and always consult with your veterinarian before starting a new health regimen for your pet. If your veterinarian is skeptical, feel free to have them reach out to me, or we can direct them to the correct ways for all of to get answers to their questions. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'm going to stop the screen share and we can open it up to any questions if anyone has any.
Hey, Kelsey.
Yes.
Can you send me in a text message, send me those resources?
Yes, I can.
You had several books or resources on there and I didn't get a chance to take a picture of it.
You have the first one, but I will send you the second one.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yep. Good deal.
Awesome class, Kelsey. Loved it.
Thank you. I love being able to use these oils for our pets. It definitely helps